Sarah, look and say hi.
Hi.
Tell them your name. This is Sarah, and we're doing lesson number 3, okay? Alright, so just do exactly like we practiced. And it's only one person watching you, so don't be nervous. Okay, so this is POW plus WWW. And what did we do for this? POW. Say POW. POW. Power. Okay. Today we're going to work with this again. So let's go over what we worked with. Okay, we have who, like who? Who could be who? Like
Ariel.
Like Ariel, the character. When, a long time ago, or under, that's where. Where, you can say that.
Under a pineapple.
In a pineapple under the sea, like SpongeBob. Okay, then we have what happened to the character? Maybe one of the stories you talked about last time in your birthday. Maybe it was Ariel's birthday. That's what happened. And what happened?
Actually, he died and Ariel saved him.
Okay, that's the end though. But right here, what happened? It was her birthday, right? And then what happened after? What did they do with the cake? Cut it. So that's what happened after. Then we have, how did the story end? How did the story end? How did your story end?
Got married.
They got married. And how did that make Ariel feel? Happy. Good. So we're going to continue working on this. Very good. That's the 7 W's. Okay? So let's look at our transfer sheet. Don't worry about the camera. This is our transfer sheet. This is what we talked about how you're going to use this sometime outside of when we work. So maybe at your friend's house. Maybe, when do you write stories? At home or at school?
School and home.
And home? Okay, and you like to write about Disney princesses and stuff like that, right? Okay, so next time you're writing, have you done that at all? Not yet, right? Okay, so maybe this week when I see you next, you can use your 7 W's to write a new story. And we can write it down here.
Actually, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, 7. Good, our 7 W's.
Why are 7 W's?
There are 7 W's because there are 7 parts of the story. Right? We have who, say it with me. Who, when, where, read this. What, how, and how. Good, so 7.
Why it says how, and 2.
Remember on this, we have 3 W's and 2 whats and 2 hows. What does the main character do and what happens next? How the story ends and how the character feels. So in every story you read or you write, they're all going to have these 7 parts, okay? So let's move on. So maybe at home you're going to write a story and I want you to try to remember these, okay? Because it'll make your story exciting and everyone will want to read it. Don't you want people to read your stories?
Yeah.
Yes, yes you do. Okay, so you're gonna do that, and so let's look at this story called. Yes, you're writing. Let's look at this story called The Farmer's Story. Okay, I'm gonna read this story to you, and we're gonna look for the 7 parts together. Okay. Okay, so many years ago, there was an old farmer who lived near the woods. He owned a donkey. The farmer wanted to put his donkey in the barn. First, he pushed him, but the donkey wouldn't move. Next, the farmer tried to frighten the donkey into the barn. He wanted to get him inside the barn, right? He asked his dog to bark at the donkey, but the lazy dog refused. Then the farmer thought that his cat could get the dog to bark. So the cat scratched the dog, and the dog began to bark. The barking frightened the donkey, and he jumped into the barn. The farmer was very proud of himself. Okay, so we have all 7 of these are in this story, but let's just make sure, okay? So who is this story about? The farmer. You want to underline that? The farmer? That way you can help me. The farmer, right there.
You may cross it?
Yeah?
Name like that?
Anything you want. Just... Good. good, a circle, okay? So who? The farmer. When did this story happen? Look at the first sentence. Many years ago, there was
a long time ago.
Good, it happened a long time ago, many years ago. So this story has 2 parts so far. Good. Okay, now we have where. Let's read the first sentence again. Many years ago, there was an old farmer who lived near the woods. So where did
near the woods.
Good, Sarah. Good, very good. He lived near the woods. So you circle that part. So now we have up one line. See that part where it says woods? Good. So how many parts do we have already?
1, 2, 3.
Very good. This is a boo-boo. We don't need that. Okay. Good. Okay, now we have what. And if we look back here, it says, what does the main character want to do? So what did the farmer want to do?
Let the donkey go in the farm.
In the barn, right? Good. That's exactly what he wanted to do. So he said in the barn. Oops. Yeah, you already actually circled that part. So circle this part right here. Good. He wanted to go in the barn. So we have 4 parts now. Now we have 1 more part for what. So what did he want him to do? What happens next? So he wanted him to...
The cat scratched the dog.
Very good. The cat scratched the dog. And that made the donkey go into the barn. Okay, so how does the story end? What happened at the end?
He was very proud of himself.
He was, but why was he proud? Because look at this sentence.
Because the donkey went in the farm.
Very good. So the story ends right here. Circle this part. That the donkey went into the barn. And the last part right here says, how does the main character feel? So what does it say?
Happy. He's happy of himself.
Yeah, and that's another word for that is proud. Have you ever heard that? I'm proud of you. People say that to you, right? Yeah. Okay. Very good. So we have, let's count all of our parts. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so does this have 7 parts? We have 7 W's, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Very good. So we have all 7 parts in our story. Woohoo! Good job. Okay, so this story has 7 parts. Give a thumbs up. Okay, now let's continue. Okay, look back here, Sarah. Okay, so remember how I said, you said the word was happy and I said another word for that was proud? Well, sometimes when you're writing a story, make sure you draw up here. When you're writing a story, you can take words and make them into better words. So think about this. What's another word for girl? Maybe like lady? Yeah? Or how about another word for cute? If a dog is cute, what else could you say? Handsome or adorable. Good. So those are $1 million words. Whenever you think of words like that, think that they're $1 million each. They're worth $1 million. That's a lot of money, right? Sarah, is $1 million a lot of money? So we're going to have to try to find as many million. We're going to make our own $1 million words.
3, 4, 5.
Very good. Okay, so we talked about $1 million words. And now we have to be creative, okay, in our stories. Listen to me. We have to be creative in our stories, so we have to think of good story ideas. Okay? You have to take when you're thinking of what to write, you want to write about things that you like. Like, what do you like?
I like to eat strawberries.
You like to, okay, you could write about what you like. Very good. And you also, you want to write about something that you're interested in and you want to relax. So, when you're in school, do you ever get frustrated? And you say, oh, this is frustrating.
No.
Okay, well, you will, probably, because it's easy to get frustrated. So when you're writing, you have to say things to yourself like, I can do this, right?
Nope.
You have to encourage yourself. Very good.
I try to do that every day.
You do that every day. Good. So we have something over here called a self-statement sheet. And what you're going to do is, let me hold this. Oops. That's okay. We can leave it. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to write down things that you say to help yourself. So if you're stuck at a math problem or writing, what's something you would say to yourself? What?
I can do this.
I can do this. Okay? Good. What's another thing you could say? Maybe take a deep breath. Right? Take a deep breath. That's a good one. So we're going to write these down, and you can come and look at them later. Good.
I want to put makeup on.
Okay, we can put makeup on after. All right, so today I'm going to write a story, and you're going to help me, okay? So we're going to write a story about this.
The turtle stuck in the tree.
We're going to write that, and our story is going to include all 7 of our parts. Okay? So when we go back to this, when it says POW, the O means organize my notes. So we're going to organize using this piece of paper. And when I think of ideas, I'm going to write them down. Okay? Okay, not much longer. This is fun. So let's look at this. We're going to do this. It says, let's take our notes. Who is this story about? It's about a turtle. Let's think of a name. You help me think of a name.
Maybe
Tortoise?
No,
Okay.
I think yeah, tortoise.
Tortoise the turtle. Okay, that's a good one. Tortoise the turtle. When did this happen? He looks like an old tortoise.
Yeah, he looked like he stuck. He climbed up there.
It looks like an old tree. Maybe this happened 20 years ago. Okay? This happened 20 years ago. And where it happened. Where did this take place? Where do we want this to take place?
I think it.
Maybe in the forest?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that good? Okay, in the forest. This took place in the forest. So when you're writing a story, you can take notes like this, okay? All right. Now, what happened to the character, or what did the character want?
The character wanted the tortoise.
Maybe he wanted to get out of the tree?
Yeah.
Is he stuck?
Yeah, because he's saying help, help.
Okay, so what happened to the tortoise? He got stuck in the tree. Got stuck in the tree. And what happened next? What does it look like he's doing?
He's crying for help.
Okay, so he got stuck in the tree, and what happened next? He cried for help. Maybe he cried for help from his friends?
Yeah, or his parents.
Okay, that's a good one. From his parents, we'll do that. Okay, how did the story end? Let's say at the end of the story.
I think the end, the parents got him.
Okay, I wanted that too. So how about at the end of the story, he was saved by his parents. Uh-oh, it's okay, just leave it. It's okay, Sarah. It's okay. He was saved by his parents, and how did this make him feel?
Happy.
He was happy, and how about relieved? Do you know what that means?
That means really happy.
It means when you're like, oh, thank goodness. Relieved. Okay, he was happy and relieved. So, we went through and got all of our 7 parts. Do you have any other ideas to add?
No.
How about let's make it more specific. Where? Okay, so he was in the forest. Let's pick a country. He was in the forest.
And he was at Washington, D.C.
And there's not a whole lot of forests in Washington, D.C.
Or maybe in the zoo.
You want him? That's a possibility. Let's make him. Well, actually, he's in the forest, so that's not the zoo. How about in the forest in Africa? Ooh, that could be exciting.
Africa, there's a lot of tortoises.
Probably. There's a lot of animals there. Okay, so we have this, and now we're going to write a story. So we added more notes, and we asked ourselves, when we were doing this, do you think this makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, you have to ask yourself, does this make sense? You want to write stories that make sense and that are fun. All right, so let's write our story. You have to help me. Once upon a time, actually, when did this happen? So 20 years ago, there was an old turtle named Tortoise. Okay. Tortoise.
Got stuck in the tree.
Wait, first we have to say where. Tortoise lived in a forest. We can't forget that. You have to keep looking back at what you wrote, okay? In a forest in
Africa.
Africa. Very good. Let's add some more. Was he a nice turtle? Was he a mean turtle?
He was really nice.
I thought he was nice, yeah. Okay, so Tortoise was a nice turtle. Let's add some more. Did he have lots of friends? Who had many friends. Period. Come back up here. Come back up. We have to finish our story. One day, come sit up here. Come on, we're almost done. One day, he was playing in a tree and what happened?
He got stuck.
Okay. He was playing in a tree and he got stuck. I think he was probably scared. He was scared. And what did he do next?
He called for help to have his mom and dad or his friends.
Very good. I'm glad you looked back at that. So he called for his parents to save him. Let's make it suspenseful and say he had to wait for a long time. How long do you think he had to wait?
For like 60 or for 8 minutes, 9 minutes or
How, 9 minutes? Maybe about 10 minutes. He had to wait for
10 minutes.
about 10 minutes. And his parents arrived. Good word, Sarah. Arrived. So this is the end of the story. He was saved by his parents. So Tortoise was saved.
By his parents.
And the last one is how the character felt. And he was
happy.
good. And he was glad. That's a good one. You used your $1 million word. Okay, so we have our good story here. I like this. Did you like our story? Okay, let me read it real quick. My handwriting, don't worry about my handwriting. It's pretty bad. 20 years ago, there was an old turtle named Tortoise. Tortoise lived in a forest in Africa. Tortoise was a nice turtle who had many friends. One day, let's look at our picture. One day he was playing in the tree and he got stuck. He was so scared, so he called for his parents to save him. He had to wait there for about 10 minutes and his parents arrived. Tortoise was saved and he was very glad. So we have all parts of our story. It makes sense. We had fun writing it. Okay? So, when you start to write a story, you have to think of the big idea. And we knew that our story was going to be about the tortoise, right? Okay, because of the picture, it was a good start. While we were working, we concentrated, we kept on task, we told ourselves good job, and when we were finished writing, we asked if it made sense, and if it had how many parts? How many parts does our story supposed to have? Remember, we keep talking about it.
7
Good. Right, all 7 parts. We'll keep working on that. Okay, so we did this. Let's go to our Disney princess chart.
Princess?
Yeah? We have a Disney princess chart that I made just for you that I can't find. I have to be more organized. Okay, almost. Here's our Disney princess chart. That's for later. Okay? And this was story 3, because you did stories before. Oh no, this is not story 3. This is lesson 3, but it's story 5. And how many parts did we have in our
7.
7, good, and that's all you can have. So you can take any color you want, and you can color this Ariel in. Go ahead. And that's good. So next time when we work together, I'm gonna ask you to remember the POW and all 7 W's, okay? Very good. So you can color that. You did a very good job. Remember to try to use this when you are in school and at home and when you're writing your own stories, okay? Will you try to do that? Okay, say bye to the camera.
Bye.
Look, I can say bye. Okay, very good.